Hello, welcome once again to Blaine's Escape Corner, our little corner of the internet, where we get together and we talk about what helps us escape. Why do we do that? Because we've enjoyed anime for a long time. Some of us have enjoyed anime and had to defend anime and said that cartoons aren't just for kids. Since we were kids, we've been fighting against this. We've been pushing back against this. We've been in the trenches of the anime debates from the beginning. And now here I am with some corn-ass motherfucker thinking he can come in and be like, oh, lol, what about this? I'm like, well, tell me what you think about prisons. And he's like, oh, what do you think my idea is? Why are you strawmanning me? Get the fuck out of here, Mr. Debate Brain. I gotta disagree with all this bullshit. I want you, corn. I want you, corn. I'm gonna take you in, and it's gonna get hot in the Thunderdome. And only one of us is gonna walk out, and that one that walks out is gonna be the man because the other one's corn. And when it gets too hot in that Thunderdome, you're gonna pop like a bag of popcorn until I'm done with you. I'm gonna shuck the shit out of you. All right, everybody. Here we are. Welcome, welcome. It is our hyphenated stream on Wednesday. This is the stream in which we talk about top 10 lists. I've been feeling very Macho Man today. A little Randy Savage, and all the cream rising to the top has been really getting to me today. I've been having a good one. I dropped the trailer off, so now it's with the contractor, our probably Modelo drinking contractor. He probably got some Coronas. He'll take care of everything over there, and so he'll take over what I've done and make it so that the inspectors will say yes, and then we'll be happy good day for all of that. So we look forward to getting that completed. Everyone, Kampai. Nico with the pew-pews. Nice. Who's coming for Blaine's stream hole? It's a cornhole. It's a cornhole now. And I'm a dang good cornholer. Why are you talking to cornstarches for betas? Tonight, we are live on Rumble and Kick. Yes, that's right. I took the time to set up a Rumble version of the stream. Look at me. Look at me. Setting up everything, but now I've got these three. I hate having separate chat windows. That's the worst part. That's the worst part about multi-streaming to platforms that don't connect to a single chat. So if we can get some unified chats going on, we find a way to move all the chats into one location, I'm for it. I will learn GitHub if I have to. John Knight, welcome. Welcome. You've watched My Hero Academia Season 6, Episode 24 dub, and I have one more episode left. Wait, isn't there like 30 episodes of the dub right now? I think you've got more than just one left, don't you? Oh, no, I'm thinking 130 something. Okay, yeah, never mind. Never mind. That makes sense. All right, let's grab our top list. Let's see. I'm guessing we're gonna start with a excuse me. He'll take care of you because we care about family and the corona. It's true. I wouldn't trust my contractors to be any other way. Where is it's gotta be, we're gonna be doing like a final. Yeah, best of winter. So we're going to do a best of winter, I think, on most of these polls. And then we can sort of we can tier list up the ones that we watched from this last weekend. So we can do that. Welcome, Pop. How you doing? One day after expiration, it's still good, right? Yeah, usually. Like, how many things expire the day it says they expired, right? If you open it up and you got mold, it's cool. It's expired. Throw it away. Whatever. Don't do that. Who's attacking your stream, Blaine? Corn people. But not the cool ones that walk behind the rows. Weird ones that look like corn. One day after the freeze by date. Oh, you're more than fine on that one then. More than fine. You think Corn Pop has found a new victim? It's just weird. What's weirder is, you know, I get these replies. That are like, well, why are you trying to frame it like that? And like their name has like a little corn emoji in it. I'm like, how many damn corns are there? We got Corn Pop Daddy and all those little corn cobs running around. This is freaking weird. Did we get some classy bots? No, I wish. It's not the same color though. What do you mean? Same color. What are you attempting to eat? That's the, I guess, question number one. What are you attempting to eat? Pop's rolling up with the union. Hey, looks like you've been violating some of our OSHA agreements around here. Oh, man. The meat is no longer red. But is it moldy? Because meat can be... It goes from red to sort of a grayish color. That's just oxidization. So meat will turn gray as it gets exposed to oxygen. But it's still good. It just won't be the freshest tasting meat that you've ever had. But yeah, oxidized meat is perfectly normal. Gets kind of a grayish color. It just looks... You look at it and you're like, huh. If the meat turns green, then you don't touch it. That's different. You don't touch the green meat. No mold, be eating half now, half tomorrow, and I need it to stay good. Cook it all today, I guess. Unless you're gonna freeze it. It'd be annoying though to freeze it and then thaw it again. But no, you should be fine. Think of it this way, Michael. For a millennia and a half, people have been eating meat of questionable status. I think you'll survive. We've had more time on this planet without a refrigerator than we have with a refrigerator. Alrighty, so we've all seen this top 10. I want to say Alex posted it in the Discord, but figured we might as well start here since we already know what it's what. We got Angel Next Door finishing out for the season on top with Annie Trends and in the heart of Alex for sure. Vinland Saga getting knocked off its top post. Interesting that these two swap places while Magi Revo and Tomo-chan are able to maintain at 3rd and 4th. What kind of meat is it, Michael? Sausage. So pork. Sausage doesn't mean pork. Sometimes sausage does mean, you know, you can make beef, you can make chicken sausage, you can make bison sausage. I mean, if it got meat, you can sausage it, I think. Salmonella / fish. Mercury. That's how you get your mercury. You make sure to eat enough fish. Under attack. I'll send you some DMs, Flawed Man, to catch you up. I wanted to know someone's opinions on Twitter, which is apparently not the place to ask someone what their opinions are, because then they just say, what, do you think I am dumb? And it's like, no, I want to know what you think. Get me an ostrich sausage. I can probably do emu sausage. I could probably get you one of those. Help me, my channel is under attack. Yeah, but we're going to fight back. We're going to burn that corn. We're going to boil that cob. I don't even like corn on the cob, but I'm going to shuck it and boil it and eat it. Spit it out, because I don't like corn on the cob. Take a knife to it, cut the kernels off the corn on the cob. I don't like wasting time looking like a damn typewriter. Like, oh, it's so fun to eat a corn on the cob. Now just chop off the corn. You got a knife. Get all the corn off and then bam, eat it with a spoon. Oh, this sausage dog is starting to violate Leviticus. I believe in the descent of the sheet. The sheet came down to Paul, and God said, take and eat. And Paul was like, I can't, Lord. I was unclean. God was like, I'll have declared them clean. I don't think he was just talking about the Gentile. I think he was also talking literally about the food. Repent. No! Paul. Other Paul. Other Paul. Original Paul. I'm going with his interpretation on this one. So do you eat mini corn? Man, when was the last time I had one of those little... You're talking about, like, the little pickled, like, tiny corns, right? Oof. I can't tell you the last time I had one of those. Maybe some potluck somewhere. Someone had it in, like, a salad or something. Don't say that. The Levites were the only ones who could go into the temple. You don't want to... Don't be mean to them. Oh, but I will laugh because jokes are funny. Buddy Daddies coming back in at number 5. Near Automata, come on, please. You aren't allowed to be on here if you can't finish. You just aren't. I love Ayakashi. I can't put it best of the season because they can't even get the damn thing done. So let's not be fooling ourselves here. I've discussed my disgust at the Oni my dropping so far and still being in the top 10. That is a sad, annoying day. Moving beyond number 10. Wait, why is this different? Oh, interesting. We got some slight changes here. Where's the art class man to see it wore a fedora? Tipped it a little too hard and got all melted. All melty and melt-like. No, curtain was torn. We don't need the Levites to do nothing for us nowadays. Other than, I guess, be descendants of Jews. They can do that. The feds wear fedoras? Oh, man. Imagine the timeline we're in right now where the US government is creating its own crypto. And I'm excited for that. If you asked me 5 years ago, oh, hey, what do you think if the government made a crypto? Would that be cool? And I'd be like, crypto? And he'd be like, yeah, like Bitcoin. What if the government made a Bitcoin? I'd be like, it seems like maybe a good way to save on dollar bills. But then, you know, if I learned more about the blockchain, I'd be like, I don't know if I like this. But now I'm like, you know what? I think having a government-backed crypto registrar, basically, that can keep track of payments that go where sounds terrifying, but is almost better than MasterCard and Visa just saying, nah, I don't want to fund your company. I don't want to, not even fund your company. I don't want your entity to transact. Like, that's the world we live in right now, is payment processors that say, I don't know if you get to process payment. So the idea of having a federal crypto processor sounds terrifying, but also would allow you to do payments as long as you're, doing legal business. Fedcoin now. Call Lofty a nerd. Lofty's a nerd. Wait, where is he? He likes the Mario movie, and Shad doesn't, so maybe we'll get another Lofty versus Shad on the Mario movie. Blaine came around to the idea he's a fan. I just want an option. I want an option for the people that literal payment processors said no to. When MasterCard and Visa and I think Discover runs on one of them, or does Discover run on Amex or something? When they all tell you no because they can, where do you go? And if your answer is I'm gonna just deal in like cash, I'll just do cash only transactions, people are mailing you cash or whatever, then what's the difference in using a federal cash that you have to declare and pay taxes onto the feds anyway, and using a federal coin that's going to track it? Because so it's either you're going to get tracked because you have to pay taxes, or you're going to get tracked because someone's handing you bills. From the business standpoint, I'd rather be able to conduct business even if I have to use the government to make it happen. I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm not saying it's great, but if you've got nothing else, like, at least let them process a payment. He's a Fed. Did JP Morgan open up Kanye's account after he watched 21 Jump Street? Probably. He's probably opened it up now. You've got a nickname now, Ronan. Welcome to the stream. You should feel popular. You should. You've got that voice that people like to hear. Just kind of rolls off your tongue. You don't have to like make it up. Not like an accent you wear. Trigun bumping up to number 16. Climbing. Look at that. Plus 19 on Revenger to bring it up to 17. That's people who agree with me that the ending's exactly what they thought it would be, and they're not whining because it's not something that they're like, oh, I should have been this way better. That's fair. I hope you don't turn into Jordan Belfort, Wolf of Wall Street, DiCaprio type. I would hope. Hey, Jordan Belfort. I knew Belfort before Wolf of Wall Street. Because when you're in the sales world, sell me this pen is like, that's the tactic. How do you sell somebody a gun? You put it in their hands. How do you sell someone a house? You put them in the house. How do you sell someone a car? You make them drive the car. Like, that's the heart of sales. Belfort, you know, for every bad thing Belfort did, he did popularize something that does function. Will I turn into him? No, probably not at all. Even if I had like fat stacks just land in my lap, that's a lifestyle I disagree with on many levels. Would I own a Countach and a yacht? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I piss people on TikTok off, calling the big three mid. I guess. Doesn't their like mid status just come from their wide appeal? They're widely liked by a lot of people. That's what makes them the big three in the first place. I feel like really good shows tend to be a little more short running. You can't really have them be a big three and have them be like super popular because they're so big that not everybody can watch them. So you kind of have to like back in the day, it was like, do you watch Naruto, Bleach, or Dragon Ball? And I was like, I watch Dragon Ball, but now I watch Bleach. And it was like, oh, I'm a Naruto guy. Like, everybody had their team that they fought for. You don't really get teams when it comes to like really high quality shows. High quality shows tend to be, you know, they exist and people like them, you know? You'll turn into him. You want to play midget darts? Hell yeah, I want to play midget darts. I'm not saying I wouldn't do some of the things that he does. I just don't have a desire to do copious amounts of drugs. which I think would save me greatly from becoming like him. High quality shows have to be mined by small African children in Sierra Leone. Oh, the highest quality shows come from the Blood Diamond Caves. Our top girl, this hasn't changed much. We've got the angel that comes and cooks and cleans for you. We've got Anisphia and Euphilia, the magical team. The actual best girl of the season, Fuyutsuki, who is your sweet coworker that you can have a chat with or a relationship with. Goes, she's got friends and she's good romantic partner in that show. Ron's literally lying. They picked Bleach because Ichigo is cool. Who picked? Well, I mean, who? The fans picked Bleach because Ichigo is cool? Yeah? I don't know what the... Some people just like a cool main character. Korea has the best shows? What? Were you watching Physical 100 and Singles Inferno? What do you mean Korea has the best shows? But Gundo, where's Tomo-chan in this mix? Oh, dropped down to, had to come up to 8th position. Gundo up here, climbing 3. The anime people, them, theys. They have the best AWD imports. I don't know. I don't know how you could ever say that. That's insane. But I don't really not a big fan of any of the 1.6 T's anymore. Stinger. It's like a bee. It's gonna sting you. I like my stinger. The only thing your stinger is good for is pricking your ass. I sat up for that. Rails in number 9. Yeah, top 10 right there. Carol. Ah. I know we're trending downward with Miri here, but this so close. Carol was almost top 10. If only people didn't have the, well, I wish I was a dad or whatever. Zeezer. Isn't the Impreza the best AWD? Amen, brother. Can you drift AWDs? Yes, you can. Not a bee, it's like a scorpion. Look at the headlights. Oh my god, are you... You're gonna make me look at a damn Kia Stinger on my short stream day. Oh, why are these pictures so tiny? Why are these pictures all so bioed? Give me a picture that's actually like full size. Look, everyone, it's the poor man's BMW. You bastards, you failed Carol. Why would you do that? What am I supposed to like about this car? Rich man's Impreza? How much does this car cost you? Kia Stinger. I'll even pick a 2023 Kia Stinger. 0 to 60 in as low as 4.7 seconds. Available 368 horsepower. Starting at 36,000. When was the last time an Impreza was 36K? The GT1? What the heck are you talking about? 2.5-liter turbocharged engine with 300 horsepower and 311 foot-pounds of torque. With your Brembo brakes. Gosh, would you look at that? Look at that. Get out of here. I don't want your... Look at that. Look at that swoop. Look at that. Look at that line. Doesn't that just scream speed? Look, it's got a little side vent. Oh, isn't that cute? Oh, we got a diffuser. I thought you didn't like anything that's spoiled air. Oh no. What are we gonna do? We got front scoops too. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Not gonna lie, Carol's mom can get it. Scratch said every mom in that show could get it. I love the ending when they're like all friends. I thought that was a really fun scene. You drive the K900, it's super smooth with the V8. Yeah, and my wife has an Ioniq. That doesn't mean I like it. Mother lover from Lonely Island. Jamie, that's your job. We're like, well, find me another 4-door, because I got kids. I need 4-door in a sports car. It's like, wait, why do you need 4 doors in your sports car? Why don't you just drive a sports car and then have another car? I do this thing where I have a Tahoe for hauling things, and I have a Rex for having fun. Combined, I don't know, what did you spend on your Kia? What package did you get? Impreza's 4 doors. Nobody sits in my back seats. That's where the cage goes, you ding dong. Host is a jackass. Yes, you got that part right. GT1. You keep saying GT1. Do you even know what GT1 means? Please understand, we can't put kids in the trunks of our sports cars anymore. Thanks, Obama. What? I was bouncing around in the back of a pickup truck growing up. Carol's mom is at least 7 years younger than the other moms because she had Carol at 13. Oh my. Top 3 season, all in the 5% plus range. Angel, Majirevo, Otomo. Makes sense. Farming Live outside the top 10. Whatever. Let's go to this one. This one's more fun to look at. Is Jack Murphy Carol's father? Of course. Does your wife have a Lincoln Navigator or anything like that? I saw her somewhere. Women want that, which I find interesting. True. We have the Chevy Tahoe. And then also the Ionic, because the Ionic is very convenient because we've literally taken it across the state. An electric car, across state and back. No issues. There are 3 options. The GT line is the economy Stinger, the GT1, and the GT2 are the higher performance engine. If the GT2 is the higher performing engine, then Kia doesn't know what the GT followed by a number means. If GT1 is the higher performing engine, then they at least understand the idea behind the GTs. Let's see. Kia Stinger GT1 versus GT2. Classic shotgun winning. And based on the price, I'm going to say they don't understand it, that they have just their MSRP. The GT2 is $6K more. Where's the... This is all like interior stuff. Give me engine differences. Is there not an engine difference? Oh, here we go. GT, GT1, GT2. What a strange idea. All 3 are powered by a twin turbocharged 3.3L V6 that produces 365 horsepower and 370. So previously it said 300 horsepower and 311 foot-pounds of torque. So which is it? Is it 365 or is it 300? Don't give me 2 different numbers here, people. But if they're all the same engine, why are they different GT levels? The whole point of GT is that it's the Grand Touring, and then the numbers indicate how far up the line you are. And guess what? In racing, you want to be number 1. So GT1, that's your top line Grand Tour racing. Then you got GT2, GT3, GT4. Everything goes down from that. GT2 versus 1 is the 2 has a nicer interior and other options, for fuck's sake. I don't know, man. These are just 3 numbers. I don't think they know what's going on. They should stick to building phones over there. They don't know what they're doing. Perfect. If you think that you can keep up with me in your Stinger, by all means, come on by. I'm always ready. We got lots of back roads. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you not go off-road? Do you not take it in the dirt? Are you worried about your suspension? Shame. Real shame. As it should be, Vinland Saga popping back up to number 2. Should be number 1. But we'll let it be up there. I live in the country. All right, just because you don't know what a paved road is doesn't mean you go off-roading. Tomo-chan in number 3. Ugh. Why did they do this to me? Why did they do this? What's wrong with you people? What is a road? Don't play dumb. Don't give me that performative stupidity. Didn't your people write, country road, take me home to the place I want to go? Don't give me that performative stupidity. We all know the truth. East Coast always like, we had the first road. We made the first this. My hero falling after 138. That was West Virginia. God, you're all the same Virginia. You're like, oh, that was Western Washington. Yeah, it's all Washington. Act like there's a meaningful difference between East and West Virginia. I like the Trigun episode 12. People were like, "Wait a minute, it's amazing." I was talking with Ronan in DMs about like whether it lines up or not, and it's sort of weird because the ending of Trigun Stampede kind of lines up with the middle of the original, but the events of Trigun Stampede all happened before the original. It's very strange. One is objectively cooler, TBF. Which one? Which Virgin is objectively cooler? And why are there two of them? Why aren't they just Virginia? I like that's one of the weirdest things if you think. Like look at our states. Okay, hold on. Here's a thing. Why is it that we have Virginia, West Virginia, North and South Carolina, North and South Dakota, but then one Texas, one San Francisco, like one Washington even? Like, why is it we have a single of these states that have huge populations in them, and then we split up the Carolina? We're like, now you guys we gotta break you guys up. You guys are gonna break up into two. We gotta break up the Dakotas. Why are the Dakotas separate? Why are they different? Do they have meaningfully different like voting blocks? Are they like what's the importance? Does it give the demographics more power because they then get more senators? Like, is that the idea? That you can, by having one California and like two Dakotas, technically the people in the middle here get more representation in the Senate? Is that like that? I could see that argument working. But it does feel weird that we're like, yeah, you know, what could fit in like one city in California is going to be an entire state. Very interesting. Literally, yes. How strange. WV was anti-slavery, VA wasn't. Oh, so you're saying a flop hand of God comes from Slaver, California. I forgot we've talked about that before. But why Carolinas? Did the Carolinas split up just so they could have more senators for that demographic block? You know why Corn Boys were attacking Blaine now? He's an easy target. I was just asking questions. I'm just asking questions, bro. I'm just asking questions. What do you want? I'm just asking questions. This is America. I thought I was a streamer on an American platform, right? I just got to ask. I was just asking questions. Different politics at the time, same for the Dakotas. That's so weird to think about. I wonder if you went to Dakota now, if they still feel different, or if they've like kind of coalesced into like a single focus. Revenger down here at 18. Campfire. Anything at the bottom here that upsets me besides Uduse, and I get it. No, that makes sense. Nope, very different. That's so weird. Interesting. But like, that kind of doesn't, because like Western Washington and Eastern Washington might as well be 1,000 miles apart when it comes to like politics. Why are we still one state? No weirder than the countries trying to break off and join Idaho. Well, it is weirder because those countries or those counties aren't allowed to do that. We're like, no, you can't leave Washington State. Like, we won't let them split up. We're at one point would split things up because we're like, we disagree on things. We should cut it in half. But we won't do that now. We won't cut the mountains in half and just say, hey, we got Eastern and Western Washington. We're now East and West Washington. They won't let it happen. So it is weirder that at one point we let it happen. By definition of weird meaning that something that isn't likely to happen. Washington was Keno until the metrosexuals got too gay. Washington's still beautiful. Same reason why they won't split off California. Yeah, but that makes sense. Well, it's like, this is what it is. But at some point, we used to, like, cut things up. So something's changed now. We don't do it anymore. Because they don't want to give them senators. Is that the idea? They're like, oh, I don't want to do that. Or they don't want to give Idaho more reps. I can tell you for a fact that Western Washington would not be more happy being part of Idaho with the complaints that I hear from people that have moved to Idaho thinking they were getting away from Washington, as well as other people that I know in Idaho. Western Washington would not be happy. Said it was beautiful and not good. We don't have income tax. That's good. Cannot create another state inside or out of the boundaries of another. But why not? We did for a long time. Why did we have to stop? Haley Morningstar over on Kick. What is going on? Welcome to our hyphenated stream. We will only be live for another 15 or so. We're talking about anime, but now I'm on a side quest about states splitting up politically for some reason. Yeah, but isn't work the only thing you guys talk about in most of Washington? I'm probably wrong. Work is the last thing we talk about in Washington. You know why? Because everyone you talk to works for Boeing, Amazon, Google, or Starbucks. Those are your 4 companies. So no one asks what you do because you're probably a software engineer at one of those companies. So we get straight to it. How you doing? What do you do for fun? Like, nobody cares what you do for work. Everybody gets their bag and goes home. Let's just talk about what we do for fun around here. No, we didn't. They were territories first. I mean, I'll be fair. I'll be straight up with you. I never learned about why Dakotas came in as North and South. But at some point, they were Dakota, right? They had to all be Dakota at one point in order for it then to be North and South Dakota. So, like, the territory of Dakota then gets split into North and South Dakota when they make states. So at some point, someone said, here's a line, and we're going to stick it here. They had to get to 50 states. It's not like they had a little bar and they were like, all right, we got this going. Our education system worked. I went to private school. It's not our education system. I went to private school. And you know what we don't care about in Washington? Fucking Dakota. So you didn't pay attention to your U.S. history classes? I'd recommend you take class again, but we all know how you feel are watching those again. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Here, let's fucking learn you some Dakota history. Why North and South? And here's the thing. If at some point someone says we're going to put a line here, that's what I'm talking about. Didn't get your money's worth? Then you, fan site, tell me why we have a North and South Dakota, at what year they were incorporated, why they were incorporated separately, and all of that. I bet you can't, because no one fucking cares about Dakota. I'm just saying, it's weird that we have some of these damn states split into two. We need West Idaho. I'm pretty sure Idaho wants to cut it so it's Panhandle and then Idaho. They want to be like, this is a northern Idaho and this is southern Idaho. That's what... And the Idahoans that I know, that's where they want to cut it. We're going to build a big, beautiful border on the Dakotas. The Canadians are going to pay for it. Okay. This says, after controversy over the location of a capital, the Dakota Territory was split in two and divided into North and South in 1889. Later that year, on November 2nd, North and South Dakota were admitted to the Union as the 39th and 40th states. Oh man, they weren't even admitted to America. They were admitted to the Union. We weren't even a whole country when we were like, hey, you guys can join. So that was November 2nd, 1889. The vast territory was one of the last American regions to be settled. Why was the Dakotas the last region to be settled? Well, we just went straight to the coast first? That's so silly. Oh, we're so silly. The first European settlers in that region were 1738 at that time to sue the native influence. So this is even dumber. This is even dumber, Shum. I also like that this is like California Gold Rush, Civil War begins, Spanish-American War, U.S. enters World War I, stock market crash, Japan bombs Pearl Harbor. Like, it's a funny little timeline up here. It's not even their politics according to this little page. I'll go find more so we can find like more reasons. But they couldn't agree as to where the capital would go, and they said, well, I want it in my house, and they're like, I want it in my house, and they're like, well, I guess we'll just disagree, and they just cut it in half, like, that's your territory, your capital, this is our territory, our capital, and then they joined the state. So they cut it in half for a dumb reason. I'm saying we now have, like, more interesting reasons to cut things up and divide things up. Why don't we still do that? It was literally a political decision about where to place the capital. When you say political differences, you are implying that there was a difference in opinion, a difference in perspective, a difference in the actual things that people fight for. Like the South really, like South Dakota really wanted corn subsidies, and North Dakota really wanted potato subsidies. And they were disagreeing politically about what the taxes should help promote in the farming industry. When you say political differences, that's what you mean. Not political difference of if the capital should be on this side of the street versus that side of the street. Like, that's a... Yes, there are politics involved with where it should go. The Washington state capital is in Olympia, because the people who were going to be at the Capitol liked oysters, and the oysters in Olympia were better than the seafood that you could get in Seattle. Was it a political decision? Kind of, but like the specific location of a capital doesn't actually have to do with the politics of the person. Capital location is the basis of all politics. You're born in the wrong generation. You missed the 80s. Everything was fun back then, back when James Garfield was president. I'm moving the goalpost? How am I moving the goalpost? My goalpost has always been, why don't we cut them up now? We should still cut things up. I don't see a good argument being brought up as to why we shouldn't be allowed to cut things up anymore. We've split things up in the past. Oh, but they weren't technically states. I don't care if they were states or not. They got cut up. Someone asking about anime US geography. No. Yeah, I was making fun of East and West Virginia. You would be incorrect. The placing of a capital is a very political decision. Every capital placement was a political decision from national to state. All right, here's what I want you to do, Shum. I want you to ask people what they think their political differences are with the average American. And if any of them say, my political difference is the placement of our capital is dumb, you win. But if everybody, when it comes to political differences and the term political differences, says, I think no abortion, I think abortion, I think trans rights, I think no trans rights, and they all list political ideas and where they stand on them, then I win. If I'm wrong, which I am, I don't want to be right, which I don't. I was going to talk about how Crunchyroll is getting the Verve bundle. I was very excited about this. You're looking at the decision made at the time through your modern lens. Tell me, why is the desire to eat oysters political? Here, let's look at. All right, let's go. All right, why did North and South Dakota split? What was the argument about the capital? What was the argument about the capital? Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Boundaries of 2 Dakotas. Entirely expected population count. Meanwhile, a year after the Dakota Territory was formed, the Homestead Act passed. Buckland, Fargo. The northern part of the territory became more closely tied to Minneapolis, St. Paul via Fargo, Bismarck. In contrast, the southern counties along the Missouri and Big Sioux rivers were more closely tied to Sioux City, and from there to Omaha and over to Chicago. Diverging economic ties left residents of different parts of the territory less connected to each other. In terms of politics, the way the territory system was set up, legislators were appointed by the federal government in D.C. and tended to remain in the region only while they served their term. The larger population of the southern region began to represent those carpetbaggers, Buckland says. But the Northerners tended to emphasize that it was cheaper to be a territory with the feds funding a wide range of state functions. So the South wanted to essentially help steal the state territorial capital from Yankton, now in South Dakota, to Bismarck, now in North Dakota, says Porter. The capital grab, which moved the capital even farther from the majority of the population, only fueled more resentment from the South. By that point, South Dakotans had the necessary population for statehood and quickly moved to become an independent state. However, many attempts to form an independent state failed. Porter says, as the federal response was either do it as one very large state, Dakota, or wait until you have enough people on both sides to be 2 separate states. Oh, they couldn't even join separately. They had to both become states. Why did they choose to become Dakota? South Dakota wanted to simply be called Dakota, Porter says, and then the northern would become territory of Pembina. Imagine if we were talking about Pembina and Dakota. Then I wouldn't even have an argument. We wouldn't be sitting here wondering why we got splits back in the day. Or else they thought it could be called the territory of Lincoln or state of Lincoln. Benjamin Harrison signed the papers to admit North and South Dakota as two separate states along with Montana and Washington. Though North Dakota is generally considered the 39th state to Dakota's 40th state. It's actually unclear. So the South was more populous and wanted to become a state and had to wait for the North to become a state. And while they were a territory, the location of where DC would send people moved up to Bismarck. People in the North more closer to what? This doesn't tell me about their politics though. Oysters, let's see, potential export that can be taxed. No, they didn't want potential exports. They wanted to eat oysters. That wasn't their concern at that time. What wasn't their concern? You can't just say that. You can't play the pronoun game when you're in chat arguing with me. They argued over the placement of the U.S. capital, but comprised on creating D.C. versus keeping it in Philly or New York. Possible tourist attraction and job creator. Why should I care about a former pirate site that used to charge people to add to its library and also to download those files which were mostly pirated that weren't leaked? I guess the Verve thing is mostly that if Crunchyroll gets Verve bundled into it so that you can actually get it all on Verve, then that means you're going to get Cartoon Hangover, Rooster Teeth, and Mondo on that as well. And then High Dive later removed High Dive content in Center 21. Ah, shoot. That would have been hilarious if you could have gotten High Dive on Crunchyroll. That's why it would have been interesting. State maintaining the ecosystem so the business doesn't get affected. That doesn't answer. South Dakotans say it got stolen. Say the capital got stolen, but North Dakotans say it moved there because more people were there and Yankton was very isolated. You couldn't get to Yankton directly from anywhere. Some politicians were worried about splitting states up because of party affiliation. See, here, this is the thing that I'm saying. If we have states that have split up because of party affiliations, then why don't we still do that? Why don't we let that happen? Is anime political? Is Godzilla political? Godzilla's political now thanks to Anno. Democrats don't want South Dakota in because they're afraid it's going to vote Republican, and Republicans don't want North Dakota in because they think it's going to vote Democratic, Dr. Mullen said. So they were worried about the other side getting more votes, which is why I was positing earlier that that's why they don't let Washington split up, because you would go from, a state that's always going to go blue to a state that goes red and a state that goes blue, theoretically giving Republicans more of a vote in the Senate. The river wasn't as settled as East River. Some believe it would take a while to develop. What politicians east of the Missouri in both North and South Dakota thought is if that's true and that word gets out, people won't settle, Dr. Mullen said. That's why the territory was divided north and south officially in 1889, which eventually led to one of the biggest rivalries between the states. Dakota marker. Even though the numbers confirm North Dakota leads in wins, South Dakota will always be a winner in the eyes of its people. Wait, is that like a schools? Is that a schools thing? Article 4, Section 3 says no new state may be admitted or new states may be admitted by the Congress into this union, but no new state shall be formed or erected within the jurisdiction of any other state, nor any state be formed by the conjunction of two or more states or parts of states without the consent of legislatures of the states concerned as well as of Congress. Nor any state be formed by the junction of two or more states. The problem with that is that it says specifically without the consent of the legislatures of the states concerned as well as of the Congress. So theoretically, we could split states if Congress is all agreed. Unless you're supposed to read that the other way around. So it's new states may be admitted by Congress into this union, semicolon. Hold on, let me pull up the actual. I gotta go play with my friends. But I want to look at this real quick. I want to look at the actual Constitution, not this other one. Article 4, Section 3, Congress shall have power. New states may be admitted by the Congress to this union, semicolon, but no new state shall be formed or erected within the jurisdiction of any other state, semicolon, nor any state be formed by the junction of two or more states, comma, or parts of states, comma, without the consent of legislature of the states concerned as well as of the Congress. Yeah, so the fact that there's a nor leading into that, so no new state within nor junction or parts all follows the without the consent means that we could still do this. There's nothing against us doing it. You would just need to get everybody to agree. You're correct about that, but it wouldn't happen. Too many issues with everyone involved losing political power. God, I hate chat conversations. I'm going to go into my Discord from now on, and any time that we start to get one of these sidetracks, one of these side quests, one of these rabbit holes, we're just gonna go into Discord and talk, because that's literally my question is just I just was like, oh, why do we not do this? Oh, I think it's like this. And then you're like, no, it's political differences. What do you mean by that? You started it. You were like, oh, they did it because of political differences. I'm like, nah, it doesn't look like they did political differences. It looks like they just moved the capital. And you're like, oh, moving capital is political. Yeah, well, eating your fucking toast is political. All is political under capitalism. Is that, there you go. Now I'm a bread tuber. Thank you. My question was, why not just keep splitting things? We've done it before. It was a rhetorical. It was, people want to keep their power. People like the status quo. Like, there's plenty of reasons that we could talk about. But I was just like, man, why don't we do that anymore? It's a fucking rhetorical question. And I shouldn't have let myself get one guide on chat where I see that one chatter. I'm like, I need to talk. But I like to communicate with chat. I like to talk with you, but... Yeah, exactly. We split those. On your next Isekai adventure, pay attention to your history class. No. Fuck history class. Why? Answer me this, Shum. Why would I remember something in history class when I can Google it? I got the Library of Alexandria in my pocket at all times, and I was able to look up actual reasons. And you were like political differences, and I was like, oh, is one like farmer and the other one like mercantile? Like this might be interesting to look at. No, it wasn't fucking political differences. It was like they moved the fucking capital, and they're like, oh, we want to join. And they're like, no, we like being the territory. Fuck out of here. This guy there at school's kind of gay. Told you. Why would I ever do that again? Google isn't available in my next life. I won't need Google in my next life. Will you? Anyway, thank you everyone for coming out for Waifu Wednesday. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. I will catch you all probably tomorrow. I will let you know probably by 2 o'clock my time if I'm gonna end up actually being available. But we will see. We will see if our Fun Time Friday moving to Thursday will happen tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, have a wonderful weekend, and I will be at SakuraCon, probably live tweeting my way through. Everyone have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will catch you all next time. Kanpai. Shum, here's some marketing advice. Always use the wrong one, because then you'll get more hits when you actually put out a message.